Welcome to our 2022 Wildwood X-Lite 28 VBXL. Starting right in your back bumper here. If you just reach in, pull that cap out of there. Inside of the back bumper, you're going to find your sewer hose. Take note of those 2 ears and the adapter here. I'll be hooking it up to your sewer system. And the hose itself, once fully extended, is about 20 feet long. Just keeping it stored in the bumper back here to help keep any sort of stench out of the unit, keep things that bit cleaner. And that cap just presses back into place. Right up top in the corner here, you get your short cord inlet. So as you pop this open, you're going to find a little notch in the bottom corner there. It's going to land up with this notch here. Press those in together. That'll eighth turn to lock it down. Then you get the threaded collar in the back there to properly lock it into place. As you follow the cord back, you're going to find a standard 30 amp end. Most campsites will have that. You can just plug straight on in and you're good to go. We do also provide you with a 15 amp adapter. So if you're looking to plug in at home to charge your batteries or run your fridge, you got the power to do so. In this corner, as well as in each corner of the trailer, you're going to find these stabilizer jacks here. So all they do is they run down, contact to the ground, give another turn or so just to firm it up, and that'll get rid of any sort of bounce or sway that you see got in the unit right now, just to keep things firm while you're out camping. Kind of additional to that, you've got this JT strong arm here. So it's basically just 2 telescoping tubes that run inside of each other. Just take that T-handle there, loosen it off, allows the 2 bars to telescope inside of each other. Once you've got it set in place, you're then going to tighten it down, and that'll just kind of prevent any sort of forward and back movement. City water inlet right up top here. So your water hose will plug into there, turn on the water, and that'll pressurize the lines throughout the unit. Down underneath, it's a black tank flush. So you may notice over time, after having gone and dumped your black tank, your monitor panel's still reading 1/3 to 2/3, whatever it may be. Typically, it's just some debris inside of the tank hanging between the probes. So what you can do is take your water hose, plug it into there, open up that black valve, turn on the water, and that'll just flush out that tank for you. Those valves are just right down here, so you get your sewer system right there. You just kind of press that cap and give it a turn. You can pop it on out of there. See, it's got the same ears on it that your sewer hose had. It'll attach the same way. On the left, you get a black valve. So that black valve is controlling your black tank. Black tank is filled from your toilet. Of course, it's going to be your dirtiest water, so we'll dump that first. Once that's done, they can then come to your gray. Gray tank is going to be filled from your sinks as well as your shower. Typically cleaner water. We'll dump that last to help keep that sewer hose as clean as possible. Up from there is your hot water tank. So just pop it on open there. You get the 2 little posts in the bottom there that hold it in place. Turning it on with electricity is just down in the bottom corner there. You get that little electric switch, turn that on, fires it up with electricity. Inside the unit, you get your switch for your propane. Before turning it on with either source though, you just want to hit this relief valve right there. You should get that little bit of water coming out. If you're not getting any water coming out, there is a chance that it's empty, and you do run the risk of burning out your elements, so you just want to make sure it's full before firing it up. Once you're done, just lining up those 2 posts, get it back into place, and lock it with the keyway. Up above that's your exterior shower, so you'll get a key just like this little guy here. Stick it on into there and open her up. You get the standard 3-foot hose, hot and cold water, so if the dog's out getting muddy, you can spray him off where he goes inside. Once you're done, just wrapping the hose around the handles and locking it back down. Towards the front of the units here, get one end of your storage compartment. It does just see straight through. Inside of here, you're going to find your water hose. Inside of that water hose, you'll find your park adapter, so your 30 amp into there, 15 to a standard outlet. This stabilizer jack up front here works the exact same as the one in the back. It's just the only difference here is the JT strong arm kind of goes towards the front and center of the unit, a little bit harder to see. Coming around the front of the unit, you have this little white box back there. That's a battery disconnect switch. So with that it pointed up, that's it turned on. If you're to turn it all the way out, pull it out, that's your battery then disconnected from the system. Battery itself is housed inside of this box right here. As long as you're plugged into that short cord in the back or your 7-pin to your tow vehicle, that battery is charging for you. There's 2 knobs there. If you loosen them off, push them back, you do get access to your propane tanks here. Right, so they are just teed into the same regulator there, so you're just going to run off of one tank. Once things stop working, just close that one off, run off of the other one when you get the other one filled. In front's your power tongue jack, so you get the light switch on top, and then up is up, down is down. Other end of your storage compartment here. So inside of here, you're going to see you do have a little laundry hamper, so it's kind of accessible from inside your front bedroom there. This little silver handle here would be the manual override for your front tongue jack up front there. And this handle right here, that weird end there, it's going to be for all your strong arms, and then the 3/4 inch end for all your stabilizers. Dry erase surface here as well, so if you wanted to pick up some markers, you can make all your notes there. Freshwater inlet right here, so you pop that cap out of there, water hose will stick into there, turn on the water, and that fills up your freshwater tank. You drain for that tank, go straight down underneath here, get this white gate valve there, you just pull that open, allows it to drain itself out. For your exterior kitchen here, just opens on up, you get the magnetic latch. 120 volt fridge, so as long as they're plugged in, their batteries are charging. This guy's going for you. Your griddle just pulls on out. Then you get your propane hose here. I'll just show you that quick connect. It just pulls on back, allows you to attach itself. So we'll just right into the back here, pull it back, attach it to the griddle. And then down underneath the unit, we have your quick connect right here. Pull that dust cap out of the way, push it in, allow it to lock into place. Once you have it locked in place, you can open up that valve. With that valve open, you cannot undo that quick connect, which is kind of an added safety. Now at the griddle itself, you're just going to press that knob in, and then just kind of rapidly turning it past light. Once it clears all the air out of the propane line, you can see it fires right up. Once you're done, just turning it back to off, it'll turn itself off. Then you're going to let it cool down, undo our quick connect from the griddle here, store that back away. Close off that flow of propane, undo that quick connect, and then I just like to attach the hose to itself, just guarantees that nothing's going to be getting inside of there. This hose right here has the two little ears there. Those would line into your little spray port. So you have them kind of at the 12 and 6 position. You push it in, little 8th turn to lock it down, and then that's that garden hose kind of tied into your cold water system. Cable and satellite outlet right there. Coax cable plugs in, simple as that. Power outlet right underneath it. Exhaust for your furnace. If you're ever running a furnace, just make sure it's not blocked off. It does get hot. Straight up from there, you'll find your two exterior speakers. Right in between them is your stove vent. You just got a little flap in there that you open up to evacuate any fumes. And then right in the back of the unit, you get your spare tire. Off beside that, you get your cable and satellite inlet. So if you pop that open, coax cable plugs into the respective ports, fires up at your TV location. Then you do have that pre-installed receiver for an on-the-go ladder, as well as a pre-wired mount for a rear view or observation camera. So now we'll make our way inside of the unit now, and your door just opens on up. If you've got your door wide open, it does contact your awning arm. So if you're going to be running your awning, you just make sure that your door is about 90 degrees or so. Blue handle there, you just slide that in towards the center and you can open up your stairs. The little tab there, if you push that in, you can extend or retract your legs just based on your campsite needs. As you come inside, first things first, right on the left, you get your fire extinguisher. That's standard, pull the pin, point and shoot. Straight up from there, you get this dimmer switch. So we'll touch that and that'll turn everything on. You press and hold, it'll dim the lights down. Continue holding, it'll dim back up. Release at any point to choose that level of lighting. The switch right here, we'll press and hold the top of that and the bottom of that. And the slide will make its way out. Once that slide's fully extended, it's just going to kind of turn the motors off by itself and automatically square. Right beside it's your awning. Press and hold the bottom of that and your awning will make its way out. Once that awning's fully extended, we're going to see a little white flap come down as well as the black of the metal tube. Once you see that, you're going to stop. If you're to continue extending, it can actually wind itself up backwards, in which case your fabric would be underneath the tube, allowing it to then hold water, accelerating the growth of mold and mildew. So there's the flap and there's the tube, so we'll stop right there. Now if it were to start raining, it's of course going to hold some water anyways. What you can do is grab either arm, front or rear, just pull straight down on it. You can see that it then changes the pitch of the head, allowing water to then run off. And if you like that angle better because it does give you more shade, you can do the same thing with the arm up front. Before you bring them back in though, you just make sure those arms are back out straight and fully extended, just so you're not running the risk of bending them. Then you press and hold the top of that switch and the awning will make its way back in. Again, you're just watching to make sure that your fabric's over top of the tube. And the last thing to keep in mind with your awning is it does catch a lot of wind. So once you get up to about 15-20 kilometers an hour wind, you want to bring it back in. Again, just so you're not running the risk of bending your arms. Two light switches up here. The one on the right does an accent light above your slide. The one on the left does your awning light outside. The water heater switch there, so as you turn that on, you get that little red light there letting you know your ignition sequence will start. Once the sequence is started, that light will go out. It's going to try that 3 times. If after the 3rd try it hasn't fired up, this light's going to come on and stay on. At that point, you'll just turn it off, back on to reset it. Water pump on the left, you turn that switch on, turns on your water pump, drawing out of your fresh tank to pressurize your lines. Up top's your monitor systems, on the left is battery. You can see we're currently C for charging, G would be good, F is fair, L is low. Fresh tank, as you fill that up, will go to a 1/3, 2/3 and full. Same idea for your black and your gray. They are pre-wired for solar, so if you were to go that route, your charge controller is getting mounted right there. And now we'll head up into the front bedroom. Your light switch is just straight up on the wall there. Blinds throughout the unit, just kind of sit where you leave them. Bring them back up, just give them that snap, and there they go. Laundry hamper is just right down in the corner there. Closet space, you do have the CPAP access here as well, so you do have the power outlet in there for it. If you pick up the foot of your bed, you do get access to that front storage compartment. The same sort of CPAP access over here. Emergency exit on this side here. So you're pulling this red tab to get rid of the screen. Take this handle here, throw it outside, hop on out. Then right behind me is your TV backer right in the center there. Outlets for it, simple as that. Right around the other side of the wall from there, you get your TV backer for this side. All your cables would run down through there. You get your antenna outlet in the bottom here. That antenna turned on, just that little button there. Cable and satellite outlet, and you're also prepped for Wi-Fi. Stereo is pretty straightforward there. Power button is going to turn it off. It's also going to mute it, so press and hold to turn it back off. Zone 1 is your inside set, Zone 2 is your outside set, and then all of your inputs right up top there. Fireplace, you get your power button on the right. Center right is your bottom illumination color, and in the center is that bottom flame. Center left, you have that low and high, it's just your fan and your temperature speed. Then on the left is your timer of 30 minutes to 9 hours. Once you're done, power button there, turn it back off. Storage on either side. In the slide, the two lights are just on their own set or push buttons there. And this is the Versa Lounge. So that little poster up there kind of gives you an idea of all the different setups that you have for it. You can kind of get an idea from this poster here as well. Basically your key piece being this one right here. So as you pick this up, you'll see it's got the little posts on it. Right, so they sit into little pockets. You have two on this side and another two on this side. So if you take this out of the way, take this guy here and line it up into that pocket, and that'll fall down into the back there as well. Right, you take this piece to fill in that part, and you get your dinette. Of course, the other way around, create your big chase lounge. This piece here also folds down so you can get in your bed. Right. Just kind of playing around with it. You can have it set up however you like it. There's also all the storage underneath it with the bins. So the two dinettes are identical, as well as underneath the couch here. In your kitchen, storage up top here. In here, you're going to find that binder. It's got all of your owner's manuals, any remotes, anything like that. You're going to find right in there. Underneath, it's a little light. Hot and cold water at the sink, of course. A little bit of storage underneath it, just being mindful of your drains and your water lines. Drawer space here. Microwave, pretty standard, just like home. Range vent underneath it. You get your light as well as your fan. For the stove cover, just bifolds on back. Then you're going to take the knob, turn it up to high. Just hit the sparker a few times. Once it clears the air out of the line, you can see it gets going. Once you're done, just turning it all off, letting it cool down, and then closing this cover. For the oven, you're going to open it up, turn it over to that little flame there, get that pilot light going. Once you get it going, you just hold the knob for another few seconds, and then you can release and the flame will hold itself. Turn up to your desired temperature, and she fires right up. Once you're done, turn it back down just a pilot. It'll hold just a pilot light for you, but if you're going traveling, you want to make sure it's right off. Button on the right side there turns on all the lights. 12 volt fridge here, as long as you're plugged in with your batteries charging, this guy's going for you. Returner is right underneath it for your furnace there, so just kind of making sure it's not blocked off. Right around the corner, you get your thermostat. So press that bottom bar to wake it up. Fan lows, of course, just moving air. Fan high, again, just moving air with the high fan. Cool high, same idea. You get your high fan all the time. Compressor will be in and out as needed to give you cooling. Same idea there, cool low. Right, just now we're using the low fan. Cool low autos where it becomes on demand, where both the compressor and the fan will come in and out as needed. Just of course using the low fan there. Cool high auto, same idea, just now we're using the high fan. With your air conditioner going, you got two different options. You can have these two louvers here closed, in which case we're using all the ceiling ducting to move the air, or you can open them up and it just dumps all of its air into the living room here. So when you first get out to your campsite, you want those open, cool off this area as quickly as possible, then you can close them off and start moving the air throughout. After cool high auto, if you hit that bar again, comes down into heat, turns off the air conditioner, turns on your furnace. Furnace will be moving its air through all your little portals there. After heat, you hit that bar again, it comes down into off, and then at any point you're just hitting the buttons there for your temp selection. Straight down from there is your LP detector. Propane's heavier than air, sits on the floor. That guy detects and starts going off just like a smoke detector would. Your smoke detector's right here, right in the kind of center of your slide. Nice and noisy. Now into the bathroom. Light switch is right up on the wall. Toilet down underneath it. You get your flusher on the right side. GFR protected outlet up on the wall, test on the bottom, reset on top. So if you ever have outlets that don't work, it's the first thing you should check. Your medicine cabinet here just flips on open. You get this little tongue there, sits onto the elastic as your travel latch. Hot and cold water underneath it. A bit of storage as well. Just again, being mindful of your drains and water lines. In the shower, hot and cold water, standard head and hose, simple as that. And right above our heads here, we've got your roof vent. You just turn that knob to open it up. Back corner, you get the switch that turns on the fan. Your pantry, your storage space here, so just kind of wide open. Down underneath, you do have your exterior shower lines going out there, so just kind of keeping that in mind. And then lastly, we'll come into the back bunk room here. All your lights back here, just on their own center push buttons. And if you pick up the bunks, you do have the little gas struts that hold them up for you. See, we've got the couch set up back here as well. It does fold down into a bed as well. TV backer up on the wall there. Right, run everything down and through. And then on this side here, as we flip up this bunk, you can see you've got your converter. Press the top and center, it'll pop on open. All of your breakers in the middle here. Whenever a breaker breaks, it sits in the center. So just turn it off and then back on to reset it. Then on the right side is all of your fuses. Whenever a fuse pops, you get a little red LED right beside it, letting you know exactly which one went. It's just a little bit of storage back here. And it's simple as that. If you've got any other questions on the unit, please feel free to give us a call, 204-237-7272.